So I assume many of you know that the America Invents Act, which is also generally known as the AIA, switched the US patent system from the first to invent to first inventor to file system. And along with that change came many changes to what constitutes prior art under the AIA. So as the AIA applications are now slowly entering the examination phase, we are starting to receive office actions that apply this new prior art rule. So the focus of my presentation, the views presented here are my own and not that of my firm, Finnegan. As I had mentioned, the main focus of my presentation today would be the changes to prior art under AIA. And tied to this redefinition of prior art is the exceptions, which are known as the grace periods that are afforded under AIA. And time permitting, I'll quickly touch on the AIA's added value to joint research agreements. So as I had just mentioned, prior to AIA, the US patent system used to follow the first to invent rules. And under that system, applicants had the ability to antedate or swear behind a piece of prior art by showing earlier invention. This is no longer possible under the first inventor to file system. There's no opportunity to swear behind. However, there is an exception available under which you can remove a piece of prior art by showing earlier inventor disclosure. But this exception is very limited, and it's not recommended to actively rely on it. And I'll talk about that a little bit more later in this presentation. Also, as you may know, under the previous system, you were required to have a US filing date to have a prior art effect under Section 102E. You couldn't rely on the foreign filing date of an application to get a prior art date. That has been eliminated under the first inventor to file system. So there are no geographic limitations, no English requirement to get a prior art date. In general, you'll notice that the first inventor to file system really broadens the universe of prior art that is available against any applications. So the switch from the first to invent to the first inventor to file system became effective on March 16, 2013. And March 15, 2013 was a very busy day for all US patent prosecution attorneys because everybody was so skeptical about the new system that everybody wanted to have their applications on file by March 15, 2013 because people were just not sure about how the AIA would affect the universe of prior art. What AIA has essentially done is it has replaced the pre-AIA Section 102A to G with the new AIA Sections 102A to D, which in effect redefines what constitutes prior art. And just a heads up that the term effective filing date, which you will see in the AIA Section 102, is very important in navigating through all the changes of Section 102. So, I'll talk about what is meant by the effective filing date in just a little bit. So before we dive into the changes in Section 102, I just wanted to do a quick refresher on what actually is an AIA application. So in general, if the application is filed before March 16, 2013, it is a pre-AIA application. It will be examined under the first to invent system, so the old prior art rules. And as shown in the third category on the slides, if the US application is filed after March 16, 2013, and any application that it claims priority to is also filed after March 16, 2013, then it is an AIA application. It will be examined under the first inventor to file system.